Formula One went below the border this past weekend, and Ferrari proved that they are not going anywhere with another double podium. And don't look now, but they've knocked off Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship a couple weeks early. We have 4 races left and everything to race for. It's lights out, and away we go for episode 161 of the Eaton Asphalt Podcast. If you recall, last time we recorded, I was like, dude, you kind of got the Constructors Championship P2 locked up, basically. And I wasn't completely joking, but I didn't think it would happen this early. So congrats on
Dude, enough. Stop this now. You're doing everything you can. You're putting all this bad juju out in the air, praying for one bad weekend, and it's over. We cannot. I like to think this in my head. I don't like to talk about it though.
If I were actually trying to stop it, all I would do was gamble on Ferrari P2 in the Constructors Championship. And I did.
True, true. That's a good point. That's actually very good. Yeah, I mean, dude, you can't ask for really much better 2 weeks in a row for them. Like near perfection both times. So yeah, I agree that it's great. A lot of racing left.
There's a lot of racing left. I did think when I heard that Ferrari was one of the two teams that didn't make any adjustments to their car after the break, after the second summer break that we had, I was like, oh, that spells trouble to me. It's like no, they're not making any kind of enhancements. Their car was fast, but it wasn't like blazing fast, like not fast enough to not try to improve it. Seems like it was after all, and everybody else's enhancements that they made to the cars were just not as good, or these boys are just ripping right now.
Do you know the other team by chance?
I think was it Sauber?
I was going to say if it was Haas, then the Ferrari engines just did it right because they both have been on a kill these last 2 weeks.
Don't quote me on that. It might be Haas, but yeah, I mean Ferrari engine, Ferrari car, Ferrari driver, Ferrari the Tifosi, Ferrari pit wall, everything's going well for you guys. So again, congrats on P2 there. All right, on this episode, we got a twofer recapping what happened in Mexico as well as looking forward to Brazil. Hot lap recap done by Marco. Winners and losers, race and gambling predictions recap for Mexico. And then looking forward, I'll do the Brazilian Grand Preview, some country fun facts around Brazil, and then predictions and gambling. Let's start off with our hot lap recap done by Marco.
All right, the Hot Lap recap. We head down to Mexico City where hometown hero Sergio Perez came to prove the haters wrong during his likely last race in Mexico. Unfortunately for Sergio Perez, the haters were absolutely right all weekend as he qualified P18 on Saturday and moved up a big whopping one spot to dead last in P17 on Sunday as three cars did not finish the race. To make matters worse, he was given the middle finger to potentially the driver that will replace him next year in Liam Lawson. While on the topic of Red Bull, Max continued his illegal defending, in which stewards finally stepped in after 3 years and penalized him for it. In back-to-back weeks, Max's abrasive driving against Lando has allowed Ferrari to take the win. So shout out Max. I think we should keep it up. And stewards being a little tough on him. We celebrated Perez's trip home, but we also celebrated Fernando Alonso's 400th race weekend. It seems like you just don't want to go to Mexico when you have good things going around you because he didn't even finish the race. Haas continued their impressive streak as well, getting a comfortable lead in P6 of the constructors with a P7 finish for K-Mag, big surprise there, and a P9 for Nico. And for the first time since we've been following the sport, it's looking like both the constructors and the drivers' championship will come down to the very end. With 4 races to go, Max is only at 47 points ahead of Lando and 71 points ahead of Charles. Yes, it does make sense to include Charles in this conversation. Thank you very much. And as well as the constructors, Ferrari trails only 29 points to McLaren, while Red Bull continues to free fall and is currently 54 points behind the Orange Papaya.
Brilliantly done. Excellent job. The Sergio Perez stuff just makes me sad. I had a thought as the race was wrapping up. You mentioned that he started P18, went up to P17 because,
because there's no other way you can go
yeah.
up. He's forcefully went up one spot.
Uh, there's like out there among the sea of Mexican people, there was definitely some like little Mexican kids who are just excited to see the representation of their driver in their home country, and then they see that, dead last. They even pit him at the end to try to
To
see the
try to get
fastest
that,
lap
not even
without a
close.
point. Not even a little close.
No.
So yeah, I think, it's you always want to call it before it calls you, and I think it's calling Sergio Perez right now. I think it's never been a better time to retire and spend the time with the family that you have and the wife that hopefully isn't mad at you for cheating in Monaco.
Yeah. Yeah. Father Time remains undefeated. I was looking at like everyone obviously is just ripping on Checo, and I was seeing some more numbers into why he's so important for Red Bull.
Yeah.
I mean, he sells like I think Mexico's the third largest or second largest country that's like involved in Formula One. He brings in like 65% of the jersey sales compared to Max and Red Bull. So I mean, I think just money wise, obviously all his sponsors that he's like everyone knows just brings in a ton of money too. Where it's just like, I mean, he is. I didn't realize how important Formula One was in Mexico, but
I, s-
apparently it's like it's a big deal.
I certainly didn't know that either.
Yeah,
Good for him. I mean, that's good like negotiating power. But
yeah.
I think at the end of the day, if Helmut Marko is going to be like, yeah, we'll sell other jerseys,
We'll take.
this
We'll
guy
figure
is
out money around this issue.
yeah, this guy is getting lapped by his teammate who had a 20-second stop penalty. Yeah, tough scene. Tough scene.
Tough scene. Tough final home race. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. You never
Yeah,
know.
we didn't. I was expecting a little conversation, a little like podium. Hey, this is it. I didn't see anyone ask him either.
No, I
Which I
don't think
feel like
so.
usually a lot of those times in like the little like driver conversations, those type of conversations might get brought up, but I guess that's probably rude.
Right now they're just like, hey, we'll give him a couple more races and see if this isn't just a bad phase. Uh Actually, let's talk about it in winners and losers. Let's transition to our new sector to our next sector, winners and losers here. All right, Marco, you go first, and why don't we start with losers?
Okay, all right. So you want to get something off your chest, I see. All right, I'll knock mine out. Max, like I kind of said in the hot lap recap, Stewart stepped in, started penalizing him for these late braking maneuvers. It's been something that's going on that I think it's always been apparently part of his like racing tactic. Obviously, it was a highlight to 2021 with like the actual battle for the drivers' championship with Lewis. I mean, I'm just hoping that they stick to this instead of it was like, hey, we penalized him twice in like one lap for this. You know, we're going to let him get away with it for another 3 years. But that's part of the losers. The other part of the losers, Red Bull, more specifically Max, they have not won a Grand Prix since the Spanish Grand Prix in May. So multiple months going without winning a Grand Prix.
I'll do you one better. When was the last time Checo Perez was on the podium?
Probably his win in like April.
April.
Yeah.
April. Yeah. Mid-April was when he was on the podium in China. I saw that and I was like, yeah, yeah, man. Like Max has gotten a couple of like back-to-back wins since then, and not being on the podium, I like 65% of money though comes from Checo
Yeah.
per the source. Matthew Marquez, the source.
Don't ask me about the source. I forget. All right, my other loser is going to be RB. So sticking in that, yeah, just the Red Bull family. Not a great weekend. Yuki went out immediately, and then Liam having a run in with his like brother or sister team, Perez, and Colapinto had him ending up second to last, just in front of Perez, when both Yuki and Liam started P11 and P12. So going out within the first couple turns or the first turn, and then coming in second to last after dueling with Sergio Perez, not ideal.
Yeah, the starting P11 for Yuki and like, this could have been like a kind of important weekend for him, I think, just to get the eyes of Red Bull leadership. But yeah, P11, and then his race is over before it starts.
Yeah. And apparently, I guess this could be on a winner, but I just saw that confirmed Yuki will be getting a test drive in Abu Dhabi this end of this year for Red Bull.
Okay.
So
All
a
right.
little bit of rumbling. And then my last loser is going to be Alex Albon. Had a massive crash in free practice with Ollie Behrman. 1,000% his fault. And then he crashes and he's like, "What is this idiot doing?" And I was like, "What? This is a hard defense on your side of things." But alas, tough one there, and then contact an opening lap, and also with Yuki, and also doesn't get past the lap. So not a great one for Alex Albon.
Yeah. I wonder if you and I like I'm sure you and I would have the same reaction if we were like karting or something and something was very obviously our fault. I would definitely be like, "Oh my God, dude, what are you acting? You're acting crazy out
You
here."
fucking nut job over there, dude. Why don't you stop it when I cross across the entire track right there, dude? That's
Yeah,
you.
dude. Don't let me T-bone you.
Idiot.
All right, let's move to winners. Who you got?
Oh, did you have any losers?
No, I had Yuki, I had Sergio, and then the
Nice.
Mexican fans already, so covered them.
Okay. My winner is going to be Sunny Hayes. Got the first win, huh? Got the Brad Pitt. Sunny Hayes got his first win. Did you see
Okay,
that?
yeah, congrats,
Won the
son.
Mexico Grand Prix this weekend, dude. I like that. This is fun.
For a second, I was like, "What are we talking about,
Who
dude?"
is this
Who
guy?
is
Yeah, dude.
that?
So congrats to him. They were really ripping that. Him running around with the Mexican flag. Weirdly enough, I've never seen in a normal race where like right American, right? Any other like background goes to a foreign track, wins, and then starts running around with that team's flag outside of Lewis in Brazil. Because like they have a weird connection. But that I saw him running around with like a giant Mexican flag, like repping it. I don't think that really happens.
I don't think it happens that yet either. Now that you say that,
Yeah, I was like, like maybe if it was home track, yeah, you rip that flag, hell yeah, brother.
yeah,
You don't do that somewhere else, right?
maybe Sonny is Mexican.
Yeah, maybe we have not seen the first part of the movie, so maybe he has some Mexican roots.
Uh, have they not been filming this for like a really long time?
Seems like they filmed a ton in the first part of the season, and then maybe they were like, "Shit, missing some key parts to a movie. Let's catch up the rest of the stuff of the final races."
That's fair. That's fair.
You're like, ah, shoot, like we didn't show him winning a race. Like, our bad. Let's ask again.
Uh, just to go back to it, what if Max was like holding a Japanese flag? Like that breaks my brain.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if like people would. I guess the fans are like, yeah, he's repping our place. Hell yeah,
Yeah. Or be like, dude, what the fuck is that?
yeah. Hey, whoa.
Put it
Yeah,
down.
if like, oh, I mean, just to like really anger some people, Max wins at like in UK, the British flag. That wouldn't go well. But I do need this now.
Yeah, need it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my biggest winner, obviously.
Yeah.
Other winners, back to back Ferrari, more specifically, Carlos Sainz. He spoke after like Charles's win last week, saying that he'd love to get like one more win as a Ferrari driver. Literally a week later, he does it. If I were him, Carlos, if I'm in Carlos' shoes, I right after the win say like, I want us to win the constructors championship and Carlos to win the drivers championship before I leave to keep like that hot streak and like positive vibes going. Maybe he still has some time to say that, but he went 1 for 1 and a week later it works. I would keep milking that like lucky train.
Yeah. Milking the lucky train.
Yeah, that's they always say. All right, my next one is gonna be Haas. They have been looking like I said, last 2 weeks, looking like the fifth quickest team. The past 2 weeks, Ferrari engines, hell yeah. And then my last one is going to be Pierre Gasly. He got a point and did a 4 race streak without getting a point. So you got to get the small victories, you know?
Yeah.
Can't forget the little guys.
Yeah. The only thing I would add on to that is did you not have Lando Norris as a winner there?
If we did like second place winners, for sure. Yeah, he would have been number one on my second place winners.
Question, what is Lando known for on the opening lap when he has pole position?
Not winning.
And what did Carlos do with the pole position after the first lap?
Yeah, he broke that streak. You were saying the whole big streak thing, huh? Big streak. That no one wins on a pole position. Boom.
Yeah, but he didn't hold the lead after the first lap was what I was hoping that you were gonna say on
Oh,
the first
sorry.
question.
I try to the more important thing of like finishing. Lando, if Lando lost every single turn one and then ended up winning the race, no one's batting an eye, right?
Yeah.
Like, God damn it. My whole
That
ploy.
that didn't go how I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it did. I didn't know where you were going with it, but I came out swinging to fight for whatever was coming my way.
All right, that's the only other winner that I have. I'm like I had kind of the flip of you, like the Verstappen haters online, like Team LH, hashtag Team LH
Mm-hmm.
online on Twitter and stuff like that. They had a field day with like the number of resurfaced videos of
Oh
Max
yeah.
Verstappen doing Max Verstappen things, dive bombing without any chance of making a corner year after year. It's just kind of endless. And yeah, it's like it's out of context. It's over the course of many years, but this guy has a move, and it's like.
Dude,
It's
it's
I pass,
indefensible. It's inattackable.
right. I
That's
pass
great.
or we crash, or
Yeah.
I defend and you don't pass or we crash. And I
Yeah.
think that's, yeah,
There is like very next to no alternative where the driver behind him gets in front of him legally
no,
based off of that maneuver. It's fantastic. I mean, I would do it too if I knew that, hey, no one's going to stop me from doing this.
yeah, I would love it. But anyway. All right, let's move on to our race and gambling predictions recap. All right, quick gambling predictions from me. I don't know the last time that I won anything in gambling. I'm now at 19 and 36. I'm 17 units down. The strategy of taking some moonshots with some long odds didn't work out. So I'm gonna do it again this week, but just noting that it didn't work out.
This time.
Yeah.
Right. I did pretty well. I went 3-1. Went up about 2.8 units this weekend, and I'm at 4.7 units, 22 and 29 on the year. So making the people some money.
One of us is, and then as far as predictions, gambling predictions, sorry, timeout. Three drivers didn't finish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got that again. Sorry, last one.
Swear to
And
God.
then as far as race predictions, went into the weekend 12 and 4 or 12 to 14 with my lead and came out of the weekend 14 to 12 with my lead. So we are good at predictions.
Albeit I went Perez in every prediction. I would just like to say I was pandering, picking, did it work.
Perez didn't do anything.
He literally was just back of the pack. That was it.
He's hanging that back there with Guan Yu Zhou. They're just
Damn.
booling in the back. All right. There's Mexico. Now let's look forward to this upcoming weekend with the Brazilian Grand Prix and our Brazilian Grand Prix view. The Autódromo José Carlos Passi, more broadly known as Interlagos, which means between lakes in Portuguese, is where this race takes place this weekend. Two lakes, the Guarapiranga and the Billings Lake, man-made lakes in a very beautiful part of this country. This is actually where Lollapalooza takes place, but when there aren't teenagers doing hard drugs to EDM, this place happens to double as a very quality and historic racetrack. So it's located in Sao Paulo, shorter track, 71 laps and 15 turns. Sector 3 leading into Sector 1 is going to be rewarded for top speed. And then, hefty majority of overtaking is going to take place here. Difference about this track, they're going to say it about 738 times, but this is a counterclockwise track. Doesn't seem like it would matter too much on the surface, but it actually does. Kind of like different jostling of the neck, I guess. Definitely going to be talked about quite a bit that this track is counterclockwise. Drivers do love this track. It was the home of Senna. Brazilian people have a huge pride for Senna, which they should. Like historic parts of the track, like the S do Senna or the Senna S's. It's right at the beginning of turns 1 and 3, similar to what they have in Coda. So Curva do Sol, or the Curve of the Sun, is at turn 3. Big sweeping left-hander that rides right into the DRS zone in Sector 1. We might, I guess it's early to tell, but we might have some rain this weekend, which has been a while, I feel like, since we've had any rain. It's going to be high 70s all weekend. No rain Friday, some rain Saturday. Pretty good chance of rain as it stands right now on Sunday. So could get a little bit of chaos, maybe a new driver winning a race, maybe like
Oh, a little
not
preview.
just a
Oh
little
no.
preview of my predictions, but yeah, I think overall, like this is it looks like they just like copy and pasted a track right in the middle of like the Brazilian Amazon, like very cool place. And yeah, I think there's nothing but excitement coming up for this one.
What does this track look like?
This track looks like a bit of a racetrack.
What?
I did not do that. In
I was
terms,
just curious, trying to like if someone's listening in the car, they're like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Sector one, what is that? What are we working with?
this track looks like you stretched out a rubber band and threw it on the floor.
Nailed it.
You know?
Anyone listening to this is gonna have a perfect idea what this looks like, huh?
Yeah, it looks like a fetus, a whale fetus.
Just keep throwing gas. You combine all those folks,
Yeah.
we're on it. You know exactly what we're talking about.
Picture a whale fetus and a rubber band and put them together. That's what this.
Mm-hmm. You know those when you were in middle school, you'd have those animal
Yeah,
bands.
exactly.
Yeah, think of that. Usually they were dolphins and frogs. Think of it as a whale fetus. As one of those, and you let it go on the table. That's your shack.
You got it. You got it. You're welcome. Actually, if you're driving and listening to this, close your eyes.
Close your eyes for at least 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Really image.
Let the vision really burn
Track
through.
walk. Let's do a track walk.
All right, let's move from our Grand Preview to our country fun facts. You want to go first or you want me to go?
I don't care.
I'll go first. All right, I got Fart Museum, Pumpkin Launcher, and Snake Spa. Those are your three options. Number one, Fart Museum. The Who Farted Museum in Sao Paulo is a satirical museum dedicated to flatulence humor. It's more of a pop-up attraction, but every few years makes a comeback, exhibiting ancient gas masks, audio clips, and flatulence-inspired art. Number one. Number two, Pumpkin Launcher. In the small town of Adorbodas, pumpkins in sorry. Undo that.
Too
Number
late.
two, pumpkin launcher. In the small town of Minas Gerais, villagers invented a medieval-looking contraption recognized as world's first pumpkin launcher in the late 1800s. Originally designed to deter mischievous monkeys raiding their pumpkin fields, this hand-cranked contraption could hurl pumpkins nearly 100 feet. Number three, snake spa. Snake massage therapy in the city of Fortaleza is a small spa that offers snake massages. They place live non-venomous snakes on clients' backs for relaxing experiences, claiming it reduces tension and muscle pain. It's become a bucket list experience for thrill-seeking spa goers. Number one, Fart Museum. Number two, Pumpkin Launcher. Number three, Snake Spa.
Snake spa.
Snake Spa is true. It is a truth.
Pumpkin launcher.
Pumpkin Launcher is, in fact, made up. Yeah, nailed
Dang. When I knew when you did the blue, I was like, this has got to be it.
it.
Nice,
The
nice,
one where,
nice.
yeah, it's like I'm writing it and I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense as a sentence.
All right. Good job. All right. Here I go. Um, my turn. Not on Mexico. Brazil has the highest population of Japanese people outside of Japan. On top of this, Ian has always been known, and every time he's around me, does an awesome Japanese accent. Go. All
I
right.
think glitched.
Next.
Sorry, the Zoom glitched.
It's fine. We'll get it later. Next. Brazilian women were able to vote at the beginning of 1966. Some people, Ian says, still way too early. Last one. Brazil borders every single South American nation except for Chile and Ecuador. Every other one it touches.
I'm gonna say number three is not true.
That is true.
Should probably know that. Number two is not true then.
That is correct. Brazilian women were able to vote beginning in 1931.
Marco said that's way too early.
Hey, it's still further away than 66. You.
Just kidding. Our female producer, sorry about that. You know, she's probably hating our guts.
Hey, Carrie, Ian's put me up to it.
I didn't. All right, let's move from our country fun facts and wrap up with our predictions and gambling. We're going all positives again, hoping to make some money. Lando Norris race winner plus 240, 1 unit there. No safety car plus 150, 1 unit there. And I'm going to go between zero point 0.1 and 0.25 seconds for the sprint quali. That's plus 240, half a unit there. Everything positive, lots of money to be made. Follow me for picks. It all turns around this weekend.
Uh, Could you repeat all those?
I'm going to go Lando Norris race winner plus 240. No safety car plus 150. And between 0.1 and 0.25 seconds for sprint quali margin.
Okay. I saw these are some massive differences than BetMGM. Good for you.
I'll send you my I took a
No,
screenshot.
I mean like I BetMGM I think had Lando plus 175, 185.
Really?
Crazy. Yeah.
For race or quali win? Or
I think
sprint
it
quali?
race. It was a
Oh,
minus 250 not to win
well, I
versus
sent
the
you my
field.
screenshot. I cited my sources.
Oh, so you didn't really good at Photoshop. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna keep this hot streak going. I'm actually all positive too. I'm gonna join you. I didn't have a ton of options at BetMGM, so kind of a stretch. Liam over Yuki again, plus 230 for sprint. Franco over Albon, plus 190 sprint. Will both Red Bull record points in the race? No, plus 200.
Love that one.
Max top three, plus 180.
All right, so we're making a lot of money this week.
So much money, dude. It's crazy.
That's a lot of money. All
Yeah.
right. Love it. And then race predictions. I think I go first last time because you just went Perez down the line last time.
I think I went first with Perez down the line.
Perez down the line. All right.
So you get
I'll
open
go
season.
first. I'll go first this time. Who doesn't finish? Pierre Gasly, Lando Norris, driver of the day, Liam Lawson, douche of the day. Wildcard prediction is Sergio Perez podium. Hasn't happened since April. And fastest lap, Oscar Piastri, 2 cars not to finish this race.
Nice. I'm going to go who doesn't finish Lewis with it being his kind of home track and people at their home race don't do well. Driver of the day was going to be Lando, but it will now be Charles. Let's go Ferrari. Douche of the day, Max. Let's continue this hot streak that he's got going. Wildcard prediction: Ferrari cut the constructors' lead by 10 or less to make it 20 points,
I'll accept it.
as you should. Fastest lap, Carlos Sainz. How many cars don't finish? I'm going to go with a 3.
Lovely. All right, everybody. Well, there's another twofer. I think after this one, I think we do have a week off, if I'm not
They
mistaken.
do travel back across the pond.
Back across the pond up to Las Vegas.
After Vegas, obviously.
All
Did you
right.
not hear me say that?
I didn't, but it was the Zoom
Crazy, dude.
glitching. All right, everybody. We appreciate you for listening. We'll see you on the other side of the Brazilian Grand Prix. See you, assholes.
So yeah.
Hey, thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
I used to say I lived my life a quarter mile at a time. And I think that's why we were brothers. Because you did too.